Amazulu King, Mr. Zulu Kazweletini, will be connected to the departed Amazulu King. Let's cross now to our senior reporter, Sipamandla Goge, who's there to bring us the very latest. Now, I believe we're waiting or have already seen the King's arrival at the Royal Palace ahead of tomorrow's coronation. Sipamandla, can you give us just an update on what you've seen develop in front of you over the last hour or so?
Well, at this moment we are waiting the arrival of Amazulu King, Mr. Zulu Kazweletini. Joe Oman and my colleague will come with me and show you the festivities and activities at the palace here, Wakangela Mankengane Royal Palace. This is a group of Amabuto. They are members of the royal family that have also joined in here as it's all about song and dance for now as we wait for the arrival of King Zulu Kazweletini. Let's just give you natural sound because that's what you will be hearing for the rest of the weekend. For now, it's about song and dance as we are with the arrival of Amazulu King, Mr. Zulu Kazweletini. It's significant because this evening, till the early hours of the morning, the King will be performing certain rituals flanked by senior members of the royal family. He will enter the kraal to perform certain things that, of course, will be private. Members of the media and public will not be allowed. Tomorrow, he will again enter the kraal, whereby he will be flanked by senior members of the royal family, Amakosi, as well as Amabuto. And that is important because all components that make up a nation, including the Medians and Abo Mama, will be there tomorrow, but they will not enter the kraal. However, you cannot have a nation without the Maidens and Abo Mama and Amabuto. So tomorrow, King Zulu Kazweletini will enter the kraal, and then he will be given well wishes by those who would have attended that ceremony inside the kraal. They will just ask the ancestors to bless him, and they will plead with the ancestors to give him wisdom, power, strength, and be able to lead the Zulu nation. They will pray that he be granted a long, healthy life so that he can be able to take the nation to greater heights. So this evening, that will, that is what will be happening, whereby he will go to the kraal, he will enter the kraal and perform certain rituals, and that is very private. And then tomorrow again he will do that. Of course, we don't expect him to deliver a very long speech tomorrow. We expect him to accept all those well wishes that would have been granted to him by members of the royal family and Amabuto. We also expect that Amakosi will pledge allegiance to him, and they will submit and say, we are willing to submit to you. You are our king. Lead us and lead us well. Lead the Zulu nation well. It's more of a traditional prayer connecting the living and reigning king to the late or departed kings of the Zulu nation, and formally informing the departed kings that currently the king who is on the throne is King Misuzulu Sinqobile Hlomisa Kisihlangu Kazweletini, following the demise of his father. That's what will be happening tomorrow, and we will be getting a lot of the singing, chanting and dancing, singing of Amahubo, the hymns. There are specific hymns that are sung during such a traditional ceremony where the king enters the kraal. King Misuzulu is one of very few Amazulu kings who will enter the kraal. There is no public record and historical account of his late father, King Zwelithini Kabheka Zulu, entering the kraal. And if I'm not mistaken, history has it that it's his grandfather, King Bheka Zulu, who entered the Kaku kraal in 1954. But he was already on the throne, having been confirmed and officially recognized in 1948. So circumstances at the time dictate what should happen. But it's a very significant ceremony for Amazulu king, the royal family and the nation. Tomorrow they will get the opportunity to see their king who will enter the kraal already on the throne, because to enter the cattle kraal does not make one a king, but he enters the kraal already a king and emerge a fully fledged king, having been connected with the departed kings, that is spiritually, and after that he will be given a very significant and important traditional stick which is carried by kings known as Intlendla Yenkosi. After that it will be celebrations, festivities, and of course I'm sure the king then will have to be seized and deal with other matters concerning to the throne, including the ongoing dispute that is there. Amabutho and some members of the Zulu royal family saluting here Kwakhangela Mankengane Royal Palace as they await the arrival of Amazulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini. From yesterday till today and tomorrow, it's been very busy for the king, who was on a ritual hunt yesterday to kill a lion, which will be by his chair, his throne, when he's serving as the king of Amazulu nation. It's believed that, well, he had to do that in order to gain strength and power. He must face the lion, which in the Zulu culture is one of the very significant and powerful animals. So for now, we're just waiting for King Misuzulu to arrive, and then for the official ceremony to begin, which will be private, by the way, and then tomorrow it's going to be a public event. I see here Prince Simingaye, King Misuzulu Kazwelithini's younger brother, has joined in. Prince Simingaye is the younger brother to King Misuzulu Kazwelithini. He has joined Amabutho that are chanting here. Let's see if we'll be able to get a quick word with Prince. Prince, it's a very significant day, a significant ceremony for the king, your brother. How does it feel?
Very excited. I don't think I've ever felt such a feeling ever. It's extreme. It's breathtaking. Yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow. We're getting prepared. We're doing our rehearsals. We're coming in full on.
How is your brother doing, the king?
He's extra keen. He might be coming in today, but otherwise, as the regiments, we are ready.
That is Prince Simingaye, who is king. When they are ready for tomorrow, as regiments, they are ready. Amabutho are waiting for the arrival of King Misuzulu Kazwelithini. So tomorrow, that's what you will be getting, a display of Zulu culture, history and tradition, but you will get too many people clad in their traditional regalia. And let me tell you that not everyone who will be wearing his or her traditional attire, or should I say in this case, his traditional attire, will be Ibutho. Ibutho is a very specific group of men that have been recruited, selected, have been taken to the kraal to perform certain rituals, and most of the time those that are regarded as Ibutho, they would have been to the cattle kraal inside the palace during Umkhosi Wokweshwama, and that's where they have to deal with the issue of the bull inside of the kraal. So not everyone who wears the traditional attire is Ibutho. You get recruited as a group of men with your peers, you get taught certain things, you are taken to the cattle kraal inside the palace in the presence of the king, and when you graduate you become Ibutho, and you are given a specific name for your group which has graduated. The king tomorrow will have to name his first batch of Ibutho that will that would have been with him in the kraal this evening till the early hours of the morning, and then from tomorrow in the afternoon. So tomorrow you will get the first group of Ibuto that will be specifically be appointed and named by Amazulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini. It's not anyone who becomes part of Amabuto. It's very specific how it's done and what needs to be done for you to graduate together with your peers in Niabutwa. You get recruited and you get taught certain things and you graduate, and that graduation involves entering the kraal and going face to face with a bull.
Generational transition, which is part of the ceremony, I think reflected by the younger brother speaking to you now, saying that, hey, his brother is extra keen. He's extra keen for everything that is to follow this weekend. The last time a coronation of a king happened in the Zulu nation was 1971. Many of the men there would have been very young when that happened or were not even born. It will probably also be the first coronation where there'll be such a massive media contingent broadcasting this to the country, across the continent, indeed parts of the world as well. Is the royal family aware of what kind of impact this ceremony could have or will have, not just on younger members of the Zulu nation, but indeed also educating people on these very important traditions of their nation?
I guess members of the Zulu royal family are aware of how powerful this traditional ceremony will be in educating other people who may not be Amazulu per se, but in terms of the cultural display of Amazulu. Look at this, and tomorrow you will be getting more of it, and that alone will be informative and very educational. And if you listen to how the chant is done and the natural sound when they bang their so the Zulu royal family is fully much aware that this will be watched by too many people tomorrow, and of course you will see that cultural display and you will get to learn a little bit more about Amazulu culture and tradition. And I guess as we are in Africa, for some people it will be an educational and informative traditional ceremony, not only for Amazulu but other nations as well, because there are too many nations in South Africa, and Amazulu are one of those nations in the country that exists. So every time there is a ceremony, be it in Amaxhosa nation, Amapedi nation, Amatsonga nation, Abesutu, all of that is regarded as informative, educational, as well as, you know, some sort of a cultural display. So tomorrow the event or the ceremony will be watched by too many people, and one hopes that even the locals will get an opportunity to be part of it so that they can be able to educate others who may not be familiar with the culture and what it means moving forward.
Okay, let's leave it there for now. Sipamandla Goge continuing to keep us up to speed on how those festivities are transpiring at Nongoma, the Royal Palace.